So there were times, so my worst VARC score was around 5 or 8 out of 102 back
Okay.
when the paper was 3 hours. So I have gone through those scores. Overall, mock score has gone below 100. So the uniqueness and what I loved about CrackU was the fact that they have innumerable questions, as in you have questions topic wise, you have section tests, you're done with section tests, you have mock tests, and you never the questions never get over. I'm someone who panics a lot, so this is something I had to work through. So I had a small routine before the test.
So, hi Shivani, thank you so much for joining us today. And so, congratulations on scoring an exceptionally good score of 99.9 percentile in CAT 2020.
Yeah, hello, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, firstly, can you tell us a little bit about your profile and your education background, and then when you started preparing for CAT and all that?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm an engineer. I
Okay.
graduated in 2019, and currently I'm working as a technology consultant in the past 18 months. So I'll come quickly to my CAT preparation. I
Sure.
started in college when I was in the final year. I knew I wanted to do an MBA, and I knew CAT was the way to go about it. So initially, I joined coaching. I started looking through the sections, and I was someone who needed to build a strong foundation as well as take mock tests and as well as do a test preparation strategy. So it has been a long 3 years, and finally I have
Okay.
gotten what I wanted. That is calls from all IIMs. That is what I wanted. Okay, so the uniqueness and what I loved about CrackU was the fact that they have innumerable questions, as in you have questions topic wise, you have section tests, you're done with section tests, you have mock tests, and you never the questions never get over. So you never have to look out for resources from outside. They have past papers, and if you feel that a certain topic is weak, they have test based topic based tests also. And I don't think any other coaching provides such extensive resources,
Great.
especially for cats. That was very helpful.
So, you are a working professional and you gave CAT while you were working. So, can you tell us a little bit about that? Like, what was your timetable? Like, what was your daily routine? How many hours were you able to put in?
Okay, so the number of hours that you want to put in depends on your amount of prep. For me, it was 2-3 hours a day and the entire weekend. So for 2-3 hours a day, I used to see to it that I'm doing all three sections a little by little. So for VARC, it's mostly reading or maybe 1-2 RCs if you feel like it. For DILR, it was solving 2 or 3 sets or analyzing past sets which you have done, revising them.
Right.
And for quant, once you're done with the basics, either do section tests or if you're not done with the basics, doing that. So 3-4 hours on the weekdays, and the entire weekends were usually occupied by taking mocks and analyzing them. So when I say every day, I was not as diligent, I would say. I used to try in the morning. My office starts at 9:30, 10, and I usually work from home. Even before the lockdown,
Right.
there were provisions for us to be able to work from home because it's an IT consulting job. So I need to be
Okay.
connected via my laptop. So that is where I was saving time. And even when I had to travel daily, I was reading in the train. So that is where I'm counting that time as prep time.
Right. Right.
That's why.
So, how did you keep yourself motivated? I mean, like, were there any instances where you got demotivated by your low mock scores? If yes, how did
Oh,
you handle that?
definitely. Definitely. So, if you usually see people post a database of their mock scores, and certain toppers have consistently stayed at the top and like that. And I used to get sort of demotivated by looking at it because my scores would fluctuate. So there were times, so my worst VARC score was around 5 or 8 out of 102 back
Okay.
when the paper was 3 hours. So I have gone through those scores. Overall, mock score has gone below 100, and that used to get me very demotivated. For example, DILR, we used to have 8 sets, and
Right.
there were times when I was done only with one set in the entire 1 hour section. I'm done only with one set, and that weighs on you. So even if you're okay with quant, you end up messing up the section and messing up the entire paper. So I used to go through that, and after I've had such a bad mock, I used to stop studying. I didn't feel like studying. I used to tell myself, what is the point in studying anymore? Because you're doing so badly, you'll not do anything, you'll not achieve anything. And that is when what helped me was I used to either talk to my parents, sometimes my friends, a particular senior I was close to. So, making him my guide, talking to him, or just going online and seeing other people prepare sometimes made me think maybe I should get back on track.
Right.
But yes, definitely, I've had many low points over the course of my prep. But this is something I always tell myself. Ki suppose I am at a place right now, I am scoring say 100 out of 300. Okay, and I want to do better. But if I don't study hard, I'll definitely do 100 or worse. If I study hard, it might improve. So that is something that kept me going. Ki if I don't work hard, I'll definitely do worse. If I work hard, I might do better. And that is the hope that I had always.
Great. So can you tell us how many mocks did you give and how many hours you spent analyzing each mock?
Okay, so see, the number of hours spent analyzing a mock varied. I'll tell you first the number of mocks I gave. So
Sure.
I had joined two test series, so 2020 each, 40 mocks, and a few take home tests here and there. So around 45 I would have taken each season. When
Okay.
I say each season, before every cat, every time I took cat, I took 40-45 marks. Other than that, when it comes to analyzing, suppose a particular mark I scored very high. So I used to go through all the questions, that is for sure. But because I was able to do most of them, the time taken for analyzing them, analyzing that particular test would be less, say 3 to 4 hours. And if the mock went badly, for example, the VARC mock I told you about, where I got say 8 marks out of 102,
Right.
I had to analyze each question, look at what I did wrong, why I thought of it like that, and maybe why, if I was not concentrating, what went wrong. Maybe the passage language was tough. So for that, I used to take 5 to 6 hours proper analyzing the entire mock, doing each question again. Yeah, so my weakest section was DILR when I started with CAT preparation, because VARC, I've noticed that you don't have to be great at English to be good at VARC. So a bit with a bit of logic and a bit speed, reading speed is decent. So I could handle VARC. My weakest was DILR, where I was not able to go above one set or two set out of 8 sets in 1 hour.
Okay.
So what I did was I took 2001, 2000 से 2008 का past CAT papers, and I solved all the questions there are.
Okay.
So what happens is, one is you build confidence. The other is every time you see something remotely similar, you know exactly how to tackle it. That was very helpful for DILR.
Great. So can you tell us about the strategy you followed in the exam?
During the test?
Yeah.
Okay. So DILR, I was not sure of the strategy I want to follow. So what I did is I took section tests. So CrackQ, I think, has a lot of section tests. You even have topic level tests.
Right.
So I used to, via taking those tests, you realize what you want to do. So I'll tell you the two strategies I tried out and the one I finally used.
Sure.
So the two strategies I tried out was, one is you go through the question. If you feel you know exactly how to do it, you immediately start attempting it. Similarly, but if you exceed 10 minutes and you still not solve the question, let it go.
Okay.
Okay. And similarly, then move on to the next question. This is one. The other is you go through all the sets in the first 5 minutes, and then you rank them based on how easy you feel they are. If you feel a particular set you'll be able to solve immediately, you rank that set the highest. So this usually takes 5 minutes, not more than that. You're not supposed to sit and analyze each condition. It's more intuitive, which comes with practice. That intuition comes with practice. So you've seen all the sets, you know which one you want to do first, and that ranking is there with you. You solve accordingly. So I followed this strategy. Personally, for me, this strategy went well. For some people, the other one works well, wherein you read the question, you decide whether you want to do it, and do it immediately.
Right. Great. So can you tell us about the strategy, preparation strategy in quant and your exam strategy? I mean, strategy in
Yes.
quant.
Okay. So quant me, I had noticed my earlier way of doing math was via formulas.
Okay.
So you know a concept, you know a formula, and you try to apply it the best you can.
Right.
But for CAT, I realized they are testing the basics, the ekdam basics. If you know very well, you will not have to mug up the formulas. If you know the concepts, you can do the questions. There are a few questions in the paper wherein you don't need to use the formulas at all, just the basic. Just say, for example, time, speed, distance. You know speed equal to distance upon time. Using that and using your logic, you can solve the question. You don't need to remember specific formulas for each condition.
Right.
Okay. So that when I realized that, what I started doing is, I kept my pen and paper aside. I started trying to solve the questions orally. So initially, I used to take a lot of time. I used to make a lot of mistakes as well. So calculation mistakes while doing things in my head, and because I don't have the pen and paper, I felt like writing things. We are used to that. So state board people, we are used to writing given and then formula and then substituting, and
Right.
that is how we are used to solving a question. But for cat, you have to change that, and you change that via practice. And what you do is, you keep your pen and paper aside. You try to think how you will solve the question in your head. What this will help with the speed. So suppose you have the exam paper in front of you.
Right.
You read the question. While reading the question, you have to think how you are going to solve it,
Right.
and that is how you improve speed. So for quant, that is what I did. The orally solving is something that doesn't come naturally, but orally solving is at a later stage. First, you have to clarify your concepts. While doing the concepts, you see to it that you're not just learning the formulas, but understanding why what is happening is happening. For example, samjho you have a quadratic equation where you say ax square plus bx plus c. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if I know the concept, I know that if a is positive, it's a upward facing parabola. If a is negative, it's a downward facing. But why is that? How it works? That when it's cutting the x-axis, you're getting the roots. So you don't just need to know that x equal to minus b plus minus root of whatever the formula is. You need to understand how the graph is working. You need to correlate that. So my point is, as long as you're doing the concepts well, you'll get the speed and the accuracy on your own. And this process is something that takes time, and that is when extensive resources are important. And
Right.
that is why I was talking about why CrackU gives you each section and each topic tests and questions. That is where it comes in. So you build up with the basics and then move on to section tests, and then the entire mocks.
Great. So, can you tell us like what were some of the mistakes you've done in the initial days of your CAT preparation, and how did you learn from that?
Definitely. So the first time, like I said, I took for a cat first time in 2019,
Okay.
and I had this mentality. I've always had this mentality ki only after I'm completely done with my prep, I'll start mocks. So mocks usually start in May, and that is the time when your portion is not completely done. You're not completely done with the topics. You think you don't know all the concepts, and you decide that once I'm done with my concepts, I'll start taking mocks. What happens is, due to this, students keep studying till September, October, and then start mocks, which according to me is very late.
Right.
So taking mocks, so I didn't take mocks in the starting few months, and I realized that in cat the most important thing is test strategy, speed, and staying calm during the test. Because concepts is something that everybody is doing. So what sets you apart is the fact that you can stay calm, is the fact that you can be fast, and the fact that you can be accurate. So for that, mock is very important. And this is the mistake I had made, in the sense that I was scared of taking tests. We don't usually like tests. We
Right.
approach it as, test is something you run away from. But cat mocks, I would suggest you treat them as a challenge. For example, देखते हैं मैं कितने puzzles solve कर पाती हूँ. If you think of it like that, then probably you'll feel like giving them. Don't treat them as tests,
Right.
and remember always that only one test ka marks are going to matter, which is your final cat test. That's it. These mock scores, nobody's going to ask, nobody's going to check. So it's okay to do badly here, and that is why it's important to stay consistent.
Right. So, can you tell us how was it on CAT day, like the exam day? So, did it go as per your strategy? What surprises did CAT throw?
No, so I'll tell you first, 2019, the cat. I'm a person who panics a lot. Okay, so for me, the major thing was building up that emotional strength to not break down before the test. So
Right.
2019 cat, which I took, I saw the paper, and verbal seemed a bit daunting. I don't remember why exactly, but I started shivering and I started panicking. So I wasted 5 to 10 minutes there, in the sense that I was just too scared of the paper. So cat is, for many of us, cat is our savior, in the sense that we have not done so well in the past. So via cat, I want to get into IMs and do well in life, and that is why we have a lot riding on the test. So
Right.
cat is a very important test, and because of that, I'm someone who panics a lot. So this is something I had to work through. So I had a small routine before the test.
Okay.
So I heard a lot of TED talks, and I used to see how to stay calm. So one was you do rhythmic breathing. What is rhythmic breathing? Yeah, so you count till 4 and you breathe in, you count till 4 and you breathe out. So this is something that calms you down. I also had a song.
Okay.
So there's this immigrant song from Thor Ragnarok where there's a fight and the song plays in the background. So that is something that got me super charged before the test. So I used to listen to that also sometimes before the mocks.
Right.
So what happened is my mindset was as soon as I heard the song, I knew that I had to give my best after that. That is the sort of conditioning that I did for to avoid such breakdown in the future.
According to you, what was that most important thing that actually helped you improve your scores?
It was honestly, it was just staying consistent, and every time I felt like giving up, getting back up again. For example, there were times when I just gave up prep for 1 week or 1.5 week. I didn't take any marks. I didn't study. I didn't feel like doing it, and I used to whine कि नहीं होगा मुझसे क्या फायदा पढ़ के नहीं आने वाले scores. But still, after that period of doing really badly and still taking a mock after that was something that got me through, according to me.
Brilliant.
As in, I had a time this year where I thought कि नहीं देती CAT. Let's just leave for the test and not
Okay.
go to the test center, because 1 week before the test, that is 1 week before CAT 2020, I the pattern had changed. So we had 228 out of 228, and I scored a 90 out of 228, which would not get me more than 96, 97 percentile. No calls
Okay.
for an engineer. So I thought I will not take the test, but that's not how it works. You're supposed to just give your best.
Brilliant. So finally, are there any tips that you would like to give the future CAT aspirants?
So for CAT 2021, it's 5th Feb 2021 today, and I would suggest that you start now.
Right.
And one more thing is, for different various profiles, you have different percentile cutoffs. So target them. So you've noticed that people are flaunting 100 percentiles, 99.9 percentiles. Maybe for your profile, you don't require it. For example, for my profile, it was a necessity to get calls. Maybe for your profiles, it isn't. So see what your target is and try to give your best. And very important to stay consistent, like I already said,
Right.
keep taking marks and don't wait for your portion to get completed. Just take marks, find out your weaknesses, work on them, and that's it. Do well.
Brilliant. So thank you so much, Shivani. That was some really useful advice. It was great talking to you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.